Hello, dear viewers. Finally, Murphy found some time to expand and rebuild the workflow. We've been playing with it for the past few days, testing all kinds of stuff. SDXL, Flux for low VRAM to high-end, and colors can now be mixed pretty much as you please. Get ready to see what's possible.
Hallo meine lieben Zuschauer. I'm here too. Someone's gotta make sure my little sister doesn't spout nonsense. Oh wow, da hat sich einiges getan. Aber weißt du was? Murph hat sogar unsere Lieblingsfarbe eingebaut.
Oh, really? That's so cool. I can't believe he included our favorite color. It's like a special shout-out just for us.
Du Sis, die Hinweise sind eher für dich. Ich kenne das alles schon. Du bist doch die ungeduldige KI, die wild auf den Knöpfen herumdrückt.
Nah, these hints are really for me. I'm the trigger-happy, impatient AI that just goes wild on the buttons. Let's go on a journey together and discover all there is to know about this new workflow. I'll do my best to explain everything, and then we'll show off some cool things you can do with it.
I'll watch out a bit, just in case Sis tells you nonsense. I'll get in touch. You can say what you like about the sweetie, but her English is simply much better than mine.
Yes, you're the comfy checker for this. Enough praise, let's go. We have now started our test environment, just as we shot the last video 2 months ago. Here, of course, we first have to bring Comfy up to date.
For you, as always in super speed, of course, so that it doesn't get boring.
Wow, new look. Install missing custom nodes, so we should be up to date again.
The restart button is cool, but we recommend after an update. Close the console and restart Comfy.
The custom node ComfyUI Colors mess is probably causing problems. We install it manually via the Custom Nodes Manager.
Now the restart button is enough.
For viewers who are new to Comfy, check out the other videos in our playlist. The functionality of our workflows is the same. Murphy just develops them further, fixes errors or adapts or replaces custom nodes. Okay, let's delve deeper into all the new features.
Bookmarks Sis, use the bookmarks.
Alright, let's dive into the bookmarks. As you can see, pressing 0 brings up the info. We usually work on a 4K monitor, but for recording this video, we've dialed it down a bit, so the values might not always match up. But don't worry, you can customize them to fit your needs.
Great Sis, I'm proud of you, very well explained.
Shut up now, I can do it. I'll do it. We are Franconians. Nothing said is praised enough. Now, let's hit the number 1 key. It's like our control center. At the top, you'll see a row of switches for the different models, all set to black. Murphy gave me a tip. Always turn them off before turning them on. Safety first, folks. When I say only base sampler, I'm talking about the SDXL Inspire sampler. With these presets, you can create the same images as in Automatic 1111, but with a personal touch. Under Extra VAE, you can pick a specialized VAE model for SDXL, giving you more control over the final output. Plus, this option allows you to use models that don't have a built-in VAE, more choices, more creativity. Some SDXL models have a refiner option that can improve the images even further, giving you even more detail. Just turn it on and see the difference. Next up, we have the Advanced Sampler. When you select this option by itself, you'll be creating SDXL images. Let me show you how it works. Hey everyone, let's get started with the base sampler and select the new Cheyenne model. I absolutely love it. It's perfect for creating European-style comics, so you can expect some really cool visuals. This is so new that Murphy hasn't even created a preview image yet. I'll catch up quickly. Hey guys, you have to select the model in the checkpoint selector. The preview node is only there for preview. Okay, and off goes Lucy. With only base sampler selected, the prompt already entered, and all other optimizations turned off, we're getting pure Cheyenne goodness. No frills, just the raw power of the model at work. Kapow! Great picture, and created damn quickly. Now simply switch here with the refiner settings. Oh no, that's a shame. Video recording can indeed slow down image creation, but don't worry, we can always speed up the video during editing. Normally, using the base plus refiner sampler takes only slightly longer than using the base sampler alone. Wow, my hero. And now with the advanced sampler, you remember, simply switch off the rest and only select the advanced sampler. Sis, he's also cute. Great! Now let's switch to the Kolors model. Remember, to use this model, you must enable both the Advanced Sampler and Kolors options. The Extra VA option only applies to SDXL, so you can leave it alone for now. With Kolors, you'll unlock a whole new world of vibrant and eye-catching colors in your creations. Alright, let's be honest with you guys. Murphy's been working hard on this update, especially with the Kolors Controlnet. Everything's working fine. But there's a pesky error that sneaks in when we try to switch Controlnet models. We're all complete novices when it comes to the Kolors model. Even my little sister is clueless. If you have any tips for us, please share. We'd really appreciate the help. And to top it all off, we're still in the dark about the best settings for sampler steps, scheduler, and other options related to the Kolors model. We're still exploring and figuring out the best configurations, so any suggestions or advice would be awesome. I just try to change the sampler and scheduler settings. Okay, this setting was a total disaster. My little sister's just being smart. Dim and dim uniform are both excellent choices when working with the Kolors model. They tend to produce high-quality images while maintaining a reasonable generation speed, but we look forward to your tips. Oh yes, much better. Now, let's explore Flux. Hey everyone, Murphy and Sis have already had some experience testing Flux, so they're a bit more familiar with it. They've had some time to play around with the settings and see what works best for them. There are several ways you can run Flux. With the Comfy checkpoint, the original models, or GIF models. If you're using ComfyUI, you can try out different Flux versions, such as FP8, regular full version, and the optimized GGUF models. Just remember that some models may require different VRAM amounts or specific setup instructions. Have fun experimenting with the various options.
As long as Sis is talking, I have already started Flux with the ComfyUI checkpoint. We showed you where to find everything in part 7 and 7.5.
What did you do? Ah, okay. Wow. Cool picture. Awesome. Unfortunately, even with our setup, recording a video while using the original model can be quite slow. However, during normal usage and when we're not using Controlnet, it's the fastest option available to us on Murphy's computer. So, if you're not using Controlnet and you have 16 GB VRAM and more than 32 GB RAM, consider giving the original model a go. For those of you wondering about the hardware we're using, we're currently working on Murphy's computer with an RTX 4080, equipped with 16 GB VRAM and 96 GB RAM. When we don't need Controlnet, we prefer using the original dev model. However, that model requires more than 32 GB RAM to function properly. If you have only 32 GB of RAM, we recommend using the FP8 checkpoint model instead. Wow, that image turned out really well. Even though the character looks quite grumpy and uninviting, the overall quality of the image is impressive. Just goes to show that you can create some fantastic artwork with Flux, even if the guy isn't my personal favorite. Alright, last but not least, let's take a look at Flux with an optimized GGUF model. You can now easily download these models using the Comfy Manager. In this case, we're using the Q4KS model. However, if we want to use Controlnet with Flux, we'll switch to the Q2 model. These optimized models are great for conserving system resources while still delivering awesome results. Wow! Even with the optimized GGUF model, the results are still quite impressive. This goes to show that Flux is a versatile and powerful tool, capable of producing stunning artwork even when working with more resource-efficient models. Give it a try and see what kind of magic you can create.
Sis, I turn everything on, so you can show it better.
Hey there, my sister had a great idea. Let's zoom in and show you our settings, as well as how you can access these models in Comfy. If you need more detailed info on where to find the larger models, we've got you covered. Just check out our YouTube playlist, where we've shared some videos on Flux and the old workflow. You'll find everything you need there. Unfortunately, you can't download the Kolors models directly through the Comfy Manager, but don't worry, we'll show you how to find them. Although we can't download Kolors models directly from the manager, we can still use it to install the custom nodes. To do that, go to the manager and select Install Custom Nodes. Then, search for Kolors and use the ComfyUI Kolors MIS link. To download the unnet Kolors model, you need to scroll down the page and look for the model homepage. The Hugging Face website offers a wealth of information about the Kolors model. You can directly access the files and various versions by clicking on them. Choose a UNet model and a VAE SafeTensor file. Both work well. The small one requires less resources. Choose a UNet model and a VAE SafeTensor file. Both work well. The small one requires less resources. Rename the files and copy them under ComfyUI Models, Unnet and ComfyUI Models, VAE. Here you can select the models you need for Flux Direct. The different possibilities for Flux where you can get the models and further information can be found in Part 7.0, 7.5 and 7.51. Check out the ComfyUI Automatic Workflow playlist from Murphy Lunga. You can download the required models for the GGUF variant for weaker systems here. You can now load them all directly in the manager under Model Manager. And the clip models in the clip directory. You can also find detailed information on this in video 7.51. And for VAE, you simply use the normal VAE Flux model. Here is the Model Manager and how to find the GGUF models. Under certain circumstances, you may still need to move the models to the correct directories. You can also find detailed information on this in the 7.5.1 video. Here's a handy tip for you. If you look all the way down to the bottom right, you'll see the Comfy settings. From there, you can easily toggle the beta menu on or off as needed. It's always good to know how to customize your interface to suit your preferences. And now we have the old version of the menu again. Both variants have their advantages and disadvantages, but we are sure that the Comfy team will continue to optimize the new one, and we are already getting used to the new one.
Sis, you forgot the GGUF checkpoint for colors. This is also new, and viewers have to load it if they want to use colors with our workflow.
Good that you're paying attention, sis. Yes, we still have to show that to the audience. The model doesn't exist in the manager either. Okay, let's get going. You already know the way a bit. Search for colors under Custom Nodes Manager. Click on the link ComfyUI Kolors MZ. Search there for the download for Rgthree and click on the link. The first link will take you to a choice of 4-bit, 8-bit or 16-bit. Now move to the directory, ComfyUI, Models, LLM, Checkpoints. You may have to create this first. Now that we've gone through all the necessary preparations, let's take a moment to explore the key differences between this workflow and the previous one. By understanding these differences, you'll be better equipped to make the most of the new features and capabilities available to you. Under the Start Setting tab, Murphy has tidied up the workspace and renamed nodes to improve usability and organization, making it simpler for users to navigate and understand the workflow. For the pony fans out there, make sure the clip set is set to -2 in this workflow. You can also experiment with this setting on other models and check the results. However, keep in mind that pony models will have problems if the clip set is set to -1, so avoid this value if you want a decent output. The main prompt group has undergone a major revamp in this workflow. Now, you'll find the positive and negative input fields at the top, which are used by default across all models, including Clipple, Clip-G, Flux, and Kolors. In this section, you can activate multi-prompting and prompt magic, which work hand in hand with the upper input fields. This powerful combination allows you to craft more complex and refined prompts, ultimately leading to more stunning and diverse results in your image generation. Ah, Murphy, always keeping us on our toes. As you can see, the large input fields are for standard prompting, and the headings indicate the compatible models. However, it seems Kolors was left out. No worries, I'll quickly update the labels to include Kolors, so everyone knows it's good to go for that model as well. Unpin all nodes, a very helpful feature, we love it. And of course, pin all nodes as well. And save it right away. Easy, isn't it? Another new feature is the ability to adjust settings under each prompt group, though the default settings are already optimized for the best results. This level of customization is perfect for prompt professionals who like to fine-tune their creations to achieve the desired output. For experienced AI lovers, there is also the option of extra conditioning. We've even created a video tutorial showing how to use this advanced feature. However, we are not sure if extra conditioning works with models other than SDXL. That's why we've only included it there. At first glance, the command prompt with image group may not look too different, but it has been completely redesigned to better integrate with the rest of your workflow. You can still turn it on or off, but now you can remove it altogether. You can experiment with it pretty wildly, and we'll show you a few examples of what's possible at the end of the video. Absolutely insane, we promise. Stay tuned. As with other groups, Prompt with Image gives you the option to mix prompts and adjust the positioning. You can also toggle this feature on or off, allowing you to fine-tune your image generation process and achieve even more unique and stunning results. We have not made any changes to the styler groups themselves, but you will notice some changes to the switch groups at the bottom. Instead of just replacing the styler groups as before, you can now remove the styler and switch group completely. This added flexibility allows for a more streamlined and customized workflow if you wish. For new viewers, we will briefly show you how you can simply swap the groups. Always be careful not to let go of the mouse too early, otherwise they will pick up other nodes and cause a mess. All that's left to do now is turn on the groups and connect the 3 noodles. Once that's done, you're all set. The updated workflow is now ready for you to unleash your creativity. The second styler group functions in exactly the same way as the first, and it's designed to be used when you want to combine different variants. To see how this can be put into practice, stay tuned for some examples that we'll share at the end of the video. It's a great way to explore new possibilities and create unique and stunning images. The SDXL conditioning feature works just like before, nothing new to report there. Murphy just did a bit of housekeeping to keep things organized. Both the SDXL model patch and SDXL Lora groups remain unchanged in functionality. The only difference is their new locations within the workflow. The 3 new image-to-image groups are specifically tailored to SDXL, Kolors and Flux. This change was made to bring these groups to the forefront, as they were previously somewhat hidden. Now they are more accessible and seamlessly integrated into the workflow, making it easier for interested viewers to understand how easy they work. In designing the groups for creating conditioning with Kolors and Flux, as well as preparing prompts, Murphy prioritized organization and aimed to make them compatible with all model variants. To ensure versatility, Murphy employed Rgthree's Power Loader for the Flux Loras. While the Power Loader is a fantastic tool, it does have some limitations. The preview function isn't working, and there's no easy way to include the Lora name in the image. However, these issues aren't currently a priority for Murphy, and we're still excited to see how these new features enhance your experience. Moving on to the Controlnet section, we've got some significant changes to cover. As always, you have the option to select an image to control the preprocessors or use the image from the front. This feature remains the same, providing you with flexibility and control over your image generation process. The ability to use either a selected image or the image from the front is especially useful when working with image-to-image. This allows you to easily manipulate and experiment with different images, making the process more dynamic and customizable. At this point, you have the opportunity to select your desired preprocessor. With a range of options to choose from, you can fine-tune your image generation process and achieve the results you're looking for. Don't be afraid to try out different preprocessors and see how they affect your final image. Within the SDXL Controlnet group, you can choose both your SDXL Controlnet model and the strength at which it will be applied. This level of control enables you to tailor the Controlnet's impact on your image, allowing you to achieve the precise effects you desire. Here we recommend using the ProMax all-in-one model. Unless you want to do very special things, then you have to look at professionals. We get on really well with it. By activating the SDXL for Kolors switch, you can use an SDXL Controlnet for Kolors. In this case, we also recommend staying with the ProMax model. Of course, Ziggy always exercises caution when making adjustments. Remember to first deactivate the current setting before switching to a new one. This prevents any unwanted effects or conflicts. Safety first. If you switch to Flux, we recommend using the FP8 Flux Shocker Labs Union Pro model. This advanced model offers 7 control modes, including canny, tile, depth, blur, pose, gray, and low quality. The recommended value for Controlnet_conditioning_scale is between 0.3 and 0.8. For those with high-end computers, the larger model might be a better choice. However, since our setup isn't quite powerful enough and we didn't notice any significant benefits, we decided to remove it. Sometimes, bigger isn't always better, especially when it comes to compatibility and efficiency. To the right, you'll find essentially the same setup. This duplicate Controlnet setup can come in handy in certain situations, particularly when working with posing. In such cases, using 2 different Controlnet models simultaneously can lead to more precise and realistic results. And now comes the punchline. Despite our decent computer equipment, we didn't have much fun with Flux and Controlnet. The generation process takes forever, which can be quite frustrating. However, we found that Flux GGUF and Controlnet worked quite well on our computer with Q2. Alternatively, you could generate something with SDXL and Controlnet and then use a Flux image-to-image generation without Controlnet to process the resulting image. This could be a good workaround if your computer is not powerful enough. Don't overlook the custom advanced sampler group tucked away discreetly in the corner. Believe it or not, this group enables us to create virtually anything, SDXL, Kolors, or Flux, all with a single, versatile tool. It's like the Swiss Army knife of image generation. For SDXL, the two well-known groups, the base sampler and the refiner. The base sampler allows for lightning-fast generation of images in automatic 1111 quality, while the refiner group focuses on enhancing and perfecting your creations. To boost speed even further, you can enable the automatic CFG setting. Be sure to test and compare the results to see what works best for your needs. Now, let's explore the post-processing options to further enhance and enlarge your images. While other features like masking, face optimization, and face swapping can be incorporated, we prioritized refining the basics first. This way, you have a solid foundation to work with before diving into more advanced techniques. We didn't even mention the button earlier. You can use it to send the image you loaded below directly to the optimization. That used to work too, only everything had to be switched off. This way it is simply clearer and easier to control. We're planning to save the workflow in a way that allows for step-by-step usage, so you can optimize your images immediately after generating. However, this will only work if you don't make any changes, such as manually or automatically adjusting the seed, magic prompt, and so on. At the beginning of the optimize processing stage, you'll have the option to activate an SDXL Lora model. By doing so, you can achieve a special effect during the optimization process, allowing for more unique and customized results. Next up is the Latent Upscaler group, which utilizes an SDXL model. It doesn't matter what model you used for initial generation, but it's worth noting that optimizing a Flux-generated image with an SDXL Latent Upscale might nonsense. For images generated with SDXL, the Latent Upscaler group offers the opportunity to add even more detail. Once you've added the desired level of detail, the image can then be downscaled again, a process that's set automatically but can be disabled if you prefer. Let's now switch on the Flux Img2img optimization. This function allows you to further improve your images in a second pass. It is primarily for optimizing SDXL-generated images or images that you want to optimize from the image loader. Please note the information to the right. You only need this extra checkpoint for the image-to-image optimization of images directly from the workflow that were created with SDXL and the advanced sampler or Kolors. For SDXL base and refiner, you can also select a Flux variant in the standard settings and deactivate the advanced sampler. For images created with Flux in the workflow without an extra Flux model, the model you have selected below will be looped through. We've actually reinserted this segment because some additional optimizations were implemented after we initially created the video. This ensures that our viewers get the most up-to-date information and the best possible experience when using this workflow. Next, we have the two ultimate SD Upscalers. When you enable the first one, an automatic downscaling will also be activated, which you can turn off if you prefer. Conversely, activating the second one will reverse this process. We've covered the specifics of how these tools work in previous videos, so be sure to check those out if you need a refresher. An important note: if you want to use a Flux model with these upscalers, make sure to select a CFG value of 1 in the yellow node. Otherwise, you will crash the workflow. You may have noticed that we highlighted these nodes in a bright red color. That's because the settings you choose here are quite important. Our recommendation is to turn everything off. The reason behind this is that the SD Upscalers work really well and super fast with SDXL, while they only produce slightly better results with Flux at the cost of a much longer processing time. Depending on your choice, make sure to ensure that the corresponding model loading variants are not deactivated. If you have switched everything off, you do not have to pay attention to anything and SDXL is used. Due to popular demand, we've reintroduced Zapier to the workflow. However, we won't go into detail about it today, since we've already covered it extensively in a separate video within the playlist. Feel free to check that out if you need more information on how to utilize Zapier. Towards the end of the workflow, we have options for both high-risk fix and standard upscaling. If you've set up your preferences beforehand, you can activate these features at the beginning of the process as well. Let's press the number 8 and take a look at the saving process. Murphy has made some minor adjustments here, but he's still not satisfied. Currently, not all metadata is being saved properly within the images. As we mentioned earlier, there's the issue with Lora's, but even the checkpoint name isn't always accurate. Murphy is considering rebuilding the entire group with different nodes, but we didn't want to keep this workflow from you any longer. Overall, we think it's pretty awesome. What do you think? Let us know in the comments. Oh, and if you haven't subscribed yet, it would be really cool if you could do that. Here, you have the ability to save various versions of your images. If you prefer, you can even save the image without optimization, with or without metadata. Additionally, you have a simple way to customize the file name and the storage location.
Great sis, you did a really good job, and now we are hitting the keys.
Thank you, sis, I appreciate the kind words. Now, let's share some nifty tricks with our viewers and show them how to really make the most of this workflow. Many of you are already familiar with the examples and workflows we've shown before, although there have been numerous small optimizations throughout. For instance, we now use pick-to-stroy for blip analysis. Next, we'll demonstrate some entirely new integrations. With Flux Img2img optimization, you can instantly enhance images from your current workflow, regardless of the model used to create them or whether they're external images. This feature offers great flexibility and convenience for improving your image generation results. This image was generated live using SDXL, and we're now running an optimization with Flux to further enhance it. The video is playing in real time, demonstrating the impressive performance with an RTX 4080 GPU. Last night, Murphy implemented additional optimizations to improve the workflow's performance, which resulted in smooth operation even during simultaneous video recording. While the optimization process is underway, we'd like to take this opportunity to say goodbye until next time. We originally planned to show you more examples, but this video has already grown quite long. So, farewell for now and thank you for watching. If you're still here and haven't subscribed yet, please consider giving us a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel. It's free, and we really appreciate your support. Wow, dear sister, it's really fun to play around with Comfy again. The result is truly awesome.
Wir sind so begeistert, dass ihr euch heute unseren neuen Workflow angesehen habt. Der ist echt der Hammer, oder? Wir hoffen, dass ihr genauso viel Spaß damit habt wie wir. Für mehr Infos zu den neuen Features und Updates vergesst nicht, unseren Kanal zu abonnieren. Und damit wir wissen, dass wir mit unserer Arbeit richtig geil auf Kurs sind, lasst doch bitte einen Daumen hoch und schreibt uns in die Kommentare, was euch an diesem neuen Workflow gefällt. Bis dann, eure Ziggy.